So can this mature woman wear Wet n Wild, or is it just for kids? Well, you're just going to have to hang around and see. Well, hello, and welcome to my channel. Age is just a number, and my name is Barbara Jean. This is a channel for women over 40, 50, 60, or even 70 and beyond who have a love of fashion and beauty. And today it's about beauty, and it's all about affordable beauty. We are doing full face, almost, all Wet n Wild products. I had got a new eyeshadow palette, and I wanted to share it with you. I just thought it was so pretty, so stinking pretty. So I wanted to show you what this little $5, $4, $5, whatever, $4.97, something, whatever, little palette would look like. So if you want to see how I got this, well, you're going to have to stick around. But first, if you are new here and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to grow my channel. And ring the little bell next to it, and that way you can be notified of my next video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means everything to me that you have come by to spend a few minutes of your busy day with me. So with that said, let's get started on this makeup look. All right, so let's get into this. I have already done my foundation, and since I wanted to try and do an all over full face with Wet n Wild, and I don't have that many Wet n Wild products, but I do have a few. So I did one a week or so ago talking about the new Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, and because in that one, let's see, I've got two colors, and I just mixed them both to get this. This actually is a lovely finish, and I'm really digging it. The colors together are really nice. I just mixed the two. I lightly powdered because I don't have any Wet n Wild powder, so I used my Blvd little transparent powder. On top of that, I did have, and I didn't even notice it, I have two Wet n Wild brow pencils, and they're the retractable crayons, and they're both in the same color taupe. And so they've got the spoolie on one end. So one thing I do not have as well is an eyeliner. I don't have any Wet n Wild eyeliner, so I pulled out one from Joa. So I'm going to go ahead and tight line with this really quick. If I can get it there. Can you see how much difference just one tight lining one eye? It just defines the eye so much. And I just go in from underneath. Trying not to blink to mess it up. Alright, so the tight lining is done. Alright, so this is the Wet n Wild Color Iconic Bronzer. And this is in, I always feel like I'm going to break a nail in here. So got my handy tweezers, pop it open. Okay, this is in Sunset Striptease, which is a lovely color. It's got just a little bit of a sheen to it. So I'm going to pull out my, this is the Sephora Pro Flawless Light Powder, and I like the shape of it. It's kind of an oval shape, and you can scrunch it and make it skinny if you want to. So I'm just going to tap into that. Go under my cheekbone. Ever so lightly. And then I'm just going to go around my hairline. Now, I did use also on top of my makeup, I used the Wet n Wild Coconut 3-in-1 Primer. Now, before the foundation, I do have a few of Wet n Wild's primers that I like. Today, I used the Rose, and then, but I also have a dewy one as well, too, that's luminous. So I have those. Oh, and I have, for my eyeshadow, I did a primer, the Wet n Wild Rose eyeshadow primer. So, all right. So we're just bronzing up here a little bit with this Wet n Wild bronzer. All right. So I'm going to use the same blush that I did last time as well too, because it is such a pretty coral. Well, it's a peach. Kind of a cross between a peach and a coral. And I love it. It's got the little stars on it. So we're just going to add a little bit. This is a nice fresh color. On it. There we go. Pretty color. A natural color, I think. All right, now this palette is so pretty, and I'm trying to remember because when I did the Wet n Wild, the last video, this was the palette that I was using, that it had the glitters and then the mattes. Very pretty. But I had also bought this one, and I was waiting to use this, and I thought, oh my goodness, this colors, can you see them? How pretty that they are. These are right up my alley. So what I'm going to do here, because of this shade right here, let me see if I can show you on my finger. I'm going to use that as my highlight. Just a little bit right there. Now, Wet n Wild is so inexpensive. They don't spend a lot of money on their packaging by any shape or form. And I can kind of tell that, like on this palette, this goldish green is not sitting in their flush. It's like it didn't get put in there right. So I'm going to try and be careful with that. If I push on it too much, I'm afraid I'm going to, okay. I pushed a little bit harder. And of course I indented it with my thumbs. So, all right, so maybe that'll stay in there. I'm afraid I was going to pick it up one day and it's just going to go fall out. So, all right, let me put this brush back up. So, and also I was going to show you, y'all notice I have naked nails. I have been doing the Dashing Diva nails for a while now, and I really, really love them, and I'm starting to branch out and try some other nail stickers as well too. But I take them, when I take them off, I let them sit overnight, and then kind of do a manicure in the morning and stuff, and let them breathe and everything. But my nails are doing so good, so good. So yeah, so tonight I'll probably do a set of nails on them. So, all right, so let's get in with this eyeshadow look. And what I think I'll do is I'll just do one eye. And then the other eye will just magically appear. So, all right, so I'm going to start in my crease. And I'm going to use this. These don't have names. This one is called 5-Pan Shadow. I don't know that it does have a name. Not that I can see. Okay. All right, so we're going to go in with this brown color right here first in the crease. And I'm using a little number 14 Refer brush. So I've got just a little bit on here. And I like to do a little bit at a time and build as I go along. So you can start seeing it in there a little bit more. All right, grab a blending brush here really quick. Kind of just make sure. All right, that's looking nice. That is a pretty color. This would make a pretty one color all over lid. Of course, a lot of them would. Depends how you do it. All right, we will. All right, so I'm going to go in with a smaller, pointy brush, and this one is going to be the Morphe M507 to see the difference in the brushes. So I'm going to go in with this one because this is more direct. The smaller the point and the bristles, or the smaller area, you can get more precise. So I'm going to go in now and just deepen up that crease with this rust color right here. All right, you see how I'm just going into, I'm looking up, and that way I'm putting this right under the socket, or in that space of the socket. And doing the windshield wiper thing, remember that? All right, back with my blending brush. To smooth that out. All right, so I'm going to go back in with that again, that same color, just a little bit, and I'm going to kind of stretch that out a little bit, that color, and just bring it up a little bit. Almost in line where the eyebrow is. And then I'm just going to drag it back. And then I'm just going to use my blending brush, just kind of smooth over it. All right, so now we're going to play with this little sparkle in here. I'm going to go in with the one smack in the middle, same brush, a small one, because I want to work in small brushes. You know, as we get older, I really believe smaller brushes are our friends. I don't know if this is going to pick up with this brush or not. It may not, being that it is a shimmer. And it's a beautiful terracotta shimmer. All right, pretty. And Mama is having a hot flash. Let's get the little fan on. Okay, we'll take a sip of water, ice water too. You know, I would have hoped that almost 63 years old, I would stop having these dang hot flashes, but it doesn't seem like it's ever going to end. All right. Hope I don't sweat all that off. Okay. All right, so I've got it on like the half of the eyelid, this really pretty copper shimmer. All right, so I just want to brush off in my little switch pan here the same brush, because that was working, and I want to go in with that greenish gold that I stuck my thumb in right here. See if you can see the color here. Here is that color, and I mean next to it is the one that I was working with. Can you see those? Those are very pretty. All right, get them off my fingers. Okay, let's go into that greenish gold and work with this on the inner part of the mobile lid. Okay, pretty. I'm not going real dark or anything. Let's go back and tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to do finger. Much better. All right, so let's go back in that copper and do that as well. Oh, that is pretty. All right, I want to, where is, all right, this one, this little brush, nope, this one here. This one is a Morphe E36, little rounded brush. I'm going to go back in with that dark rust right here. I'm just going to kind of build up that outer part and then drag toward the center again. And then I kind of want to work it up a little bit on the corner, just a little bit. It's taking shape. Let's blend a little bit here. All right, very pretty. Now I'm going to take the same little bitty brush and I kind of want to marry underneath a little bit. I'm going to start with that dark matte. The solid underneath there. Now I'm going to go in with that shimmer, that copper shimmer in the middle. pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so all right, so let's take this lightest shimmer, what I used for the highlighter as well too, to go under the brow bone, just lightly with my finger. And let's brush off that little brush again with that same pretty light color. We're just going to tap it in the inner, right there. All right, so I'm just going to kind of still wanting to make sure that I've got this going up at the angle and how I like it. So trying to soften that edge there between the highlight and the crease. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. So let's do, I'm going to use the same what I tight lined with. Let's do this in the water line down here as well too. All right, got that. All right, so hold on, and I'll have the other one done in just a flash. And just like that, it's done. All right, so what do y'all think of this pretty little palette? If I can do it here. See those colors? I think they're very pretty. And here's the look that I did with it. So what I did, I tight lined again, or the bottom lower line with the same Joa eyeliner that I did the top one. Mascara is the Wet n Wild's Big Boopa. Now I've been trying this out for a few days, and I can tell you the mascara, it's, you know, I'm sorry, mascara's mascara. Some are better than others. This, I don't like the brush. This just feels like it's kind of out of control. I just don't care for it that much. I did get it on there. I don't know. I just like a smaller brush. It almost seems kind of neater, if that's possible. So yeah, and on the waterline, what I always use, which is the, not the waterline, the lower lashes, is the Wet n Wild Mega Linked, and it's waterproof because I got the leaky eye thing going on here. So, all right, so I have already lined my lips, and I don't have any Wet n Wild lip liners either. So I used a Milani Nude. And then I used this in the last video for the Wet n Wild, and I think it's such a pretty color to go with this. Let's see if I can kind of hold it up here. The blush and this. Let's see if I can get all of, ugh, don't break your nail, Barbara. All right, here's the eyeshadow. Here's the blush, very soft. And then here's the lip. So it is kind of a pinky coral, but I still think it goes very pretty with this combination. If I can hold it all here. How's that? So now, could I have gotten a blush that's a little bit deeper to go with that, to go here? Yeah, I could, but I think it's looking really pretty. Another one that would have been really pretty with it was this ColourPop. What is this one called? Drop of a Hat. It's a little bit lighter than that middle eyeshadow, but darker than that by a touch. So, but I think this turned out very pretty, especially with using the, what am I doing here? the very light cream color shimmer as a highlighter. Now what I can do, and let's play with this. Well, let's take a little bit of this middle shimmer and add it to our cheeks, just a little bit. Let me find something I can target with. I'm going to use this one. This is really a target one. Target meaning because of the point, so I can really put it in precise where I want. I don't want to do too much. So I'm just going to lightly put that on there. I don't even know if you can be able to tell. I don't want to do too much either. Pretty. Okay. All right, let's do the lips, then we're done. So this is the Cloud Pout. And if it has a name, I can't see it, so let's see. Marshmallow Madness is what it says. So, and this is like a lip cream. Which I rather enjoy. Yeah, this was what, $4 or $5? Yeah, very nice. So what do you think? All right, so I think all the Wet n Wild's makeup is what, $5 and under, I'm thinking about that, or I buy it anyway. So yeah, so this is the final look. So let me know what you think down there in the comments. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your busy day with me. I appreciate it so much. So I'm going to leave you now. I got to go do stuff. And remember, ladies, what I tell you every single day, every stinking day, get up and show up because you are worth it. So until I see you in my next video, have a very safe and a very blessed day.